I know with a title like Business Wars, you're braced for some kind of management sim or stock market game. But Business Wars isn't one of those. It's an even stranger option. It's an adventure game. We haven't seen an adventure game in quite some time. This is 100% pure, uncut, selecting commands from a menu and then picking sub-options. You're going to notice as I'm playing the game that there aren't a whole lot of screens here. And that's because Business Wars put all of their graphics into the text. This is one of the very few Famicom games to feature a ton of kanji, the Japanese character set where they represent concepts rather than sounds. Because of the low resolution, and the fact that including kanji required a lot of the graphics memory, it was very rare to see these characters used beyond title screens in Famicom games. I haven't done a count of the characters, but to my eyes, Business Wars has several hundred kanji characters in it. Of course, to make them readable, they also made the text much larger. The plot of the game is that you're the CEO of US Aircraft, the third largest airplane manufacturer. Your goal is to be the biggest, but competitor Super Dynamics has been buying up smaller firms and seems to have their eye on you next. With your board members, you make a plan to strike back, joining forces with other small companies in the industry to take over Super Dynamics yourself. In the game, you'll have board meetings where you talk to people a lot, negotiate with banks, try to convince shareholders to sell their stock to you, and do other wheeling and dealing in the business world. And in the end, it comes down to whether or not the White House will approve your merger, because no business is above the law. Fortunately, I can edit out my howls of laughter. Since you're an important CEO, you have a very different set of commands available to you. Now you can think your deep thoughts, get advice, and strategize. If you hit select, it'll bring up a screen where there's a glossary of business terms, characters, and companies for you. And you can get a password that will let you pick up where you left off. Business Wars is an exceptionally rare Famicom game. It was one of the last 10 that I needed to complete my set, and you just don't see copies come up very often. And that rarity makes it fairly obscure in Japan. There's just no way I can work up any enthusiasm for Business Wars. The stakes here are that a CEO might make slightly less money. US Aircraft could be bought out and become part of a large conglomerate, or could wind up being the largest part of a large conglomerate. Who cares? Oh no, your CEO character might wind up feeling a bit bad because he only made $220 million instead of $250 million. I don't even think they mention the employees of the companies involved here. It's all about ego and money. And I get enough large conference room meetings at my real job, thank you very much. I know it feels like I haven't shown much in this video, but what you've seen really is about 75% of the game. This one just really isn't very interesting.